Ladies and gentlemen, you're all very welcome to Dublin, and I hope so far you haven't been working too hard and it hasn't been too much of an onerous task. It's the Informal ECOFIN, as you know, and we're glad that there are so many of you here to cover this event. I hope you enjoy your time in Dublin. The setting here in Dublin Castle is an excellent location to hold our two-day meeting, and I'd like to give credit to all the staff who have prepared the venue. This meeting is the largest meeting of Ireland's presidency of the European Union Council, and again I would like to thank all the contributors for making today's meeting such a success. This morning we had the meeting of the 17 Eurogroup members, chaired by Minister Dijsselbloem. Minister Dijsselbloem provided a debrief of this meeting to all member states at this afternoon's informal ECOFIN meeting. As you've already been briefed on the Eurogroup meeting, I will focus my opening remarks on the ECOFIN meeting before handing over to Ali and Michel and Jorg to make some opening remarks on today's events also. The central theme of the Irish presidency is stability, jobs and growth, and this theme is at the heart of today's agenda. Over lunch, the economic think tank Bruegel presented a paper on the future growth in Europe. I would like to thank Jean Pisani-Ferry and Mr. Zlat Dervas for their informative presentation, which formed the basis for a very positive discussion from all member states. The next item on this afternoon's agenda was adjusting the maturities of the loans to Ireland and Portugal. And as you have seen from the statement that was issued earlier today, agreement was reached to extend the EFSF and EFSM loans by, on average, 7 years. You're probably aware that the EFSF is allied closely to the 17, whereas the EFSM is a fund of the 27. So the decision had to be taken at both meetings, both at the Eurogroup meeting and at the ECOFIN meeting. The agreement to adjust the maturities on Ireland's and Portugal's EFS and EFSM loans is a very positive development and marks another significant step on Ireland and Portugal's journey to full and sustainable return to the markets. The return of programme countries to the financial markets is also of advantage to Europe, and it shows that Europe can resolve the difficulties that we are currently facing. Continuing the theme of stability and growth at our working session, we discussed the economic outlook and the financial stability of the European Union. Over the past number of years, the Union and the Euro area have taken decisive actions, and the whole Euro area now, and indeed the Euro zone as a whole, is emerging from the financial crisis that it endured for so long. We heard about discussions by the EFC on financial stability. There were contributions from Commissioner Barnier and the ECB. Both the ECB President, Mario Draghi, and Commissioner Vice President Rehn led discussions in this area. And both the commissioners here, of course, will address these issues. The final item we discussed today was the future shape of banking union in the EU. The Irish presidency has focused much energy in progressing key files in this area. The future of the banking union is key to stability in the European Union and in the Euro area. We've made significant progress on the single supervisory mechanism over the course of the Irish presidency. Today was an opportunity to take stock of the progress to date and to focus on the next key elements of the banking union: banking resolution and deposit guarantees. The Irish presidency will pursue these files with energy and enthusiasm during the second half of our presidency. In view of the importance of banking union, the formal title of which is the Integrated Financial Framework, the finance ministers agreed to make a declaration today that, one, reinforces their commitment to the urgent implementation of the various elements of the banking union, and two, recognises the importance of maintaining the integrity of the single market in that context, and thirdly, notes that a proposal for treaty change will be considered constructively to ring-fence and strengthen the governance and accountability of the separate supervisory function of the ECB. I would like to thank our invited speakers, Professor Dick Schroenmaker and Jacques de Lassaurier. The input of our two speakers provoked a positive debate from all member states. I would like also to note the participation of Sharon Bowles MEP and to thank her for her contribution. There was a positive exchange of views between ministers, governors and other invited guests on the issue of banking union in the European Union. Overall, today's informal meeting was very productive. Tomorrow's agenda will see discussions on future plans for financial service dossiers, financing options for long-term economic growth, and a broad discussion on the issue of tax havens. So I understand now that Ollie and Michelle will make some opening remarks, so I would like to hand over to Ollie in the first instance.